One of the most difficult retrieves to master is the slackline twitch, but if you want to be fully effective with a glider jerkbait, a minnow bait, or a walk the dog topwater, you got to be fully efficient in the slackline twitch, and I'll show you how. The beauty of the slackline twitch is it keeps the bait flopping back and forth in the front of a muskie where you want little forward movement but lots of action. This is especially important with walk the dog topwaters and glider jerkbaits, which are terrible in a figure eight. Note that I point the rod tip towards the bait to create slack line before snapping it back. This is what minimizes forward movement. The slackline twitch is especially good with minnow baits when you want it to flutter in place in weeds or next to a tree where you believe a muskie is hanging out. To be really good with a slackline twitch, you need specific rods for the specific baits. For minnow baits, I like this 8'6" Long Ranger in the Legend Tournament series from St. Croix. It's got a lot of flex amidship to give the bait more action, but it's got a stiff butt to set the hook and control a big fish. On the other hand, for walk the dog topwaters and glider jerkbaits, I like this 7'6" Legend Elite from St. Croix. You need a rod that's 7 to 8 foot long, extra heavy action with a very stiff tip to impart the right action to gliders and walk the dog topwaters. I caught this big muskie with a slackline twitch, fluttering the bait back and forth between cabbage stalks. Suddenly the muskie couldn't handle it anymore and he came rushing out and he ate it. And off he goes. You know, we hit some tough times here. The last half dozen spots, you know, the clouds started to break up. We had clouds all morning, all day long. Clouds started to break up. So we came into a shallow bay just thinking we gotta find a fish that wants to feed, and usually fish that are shallow want to feed. And they've been on bucktails. We haven't seen them on bucktails for the last half dozen spots. So I put on a minnow bait. And the slammer, little slammer, is just an awesome bait for twitching up a big muskie like that. You want to use typically an 8.5 foot medium heavy rod. Line weight doesn't matter, but typically 65 or 80 pound test, because a lightweight bait like this will cast farther. And a fluorocarbon leader and lots of little sharp hooks. This thing flashes as you twitch it along. And that fish came up and crushed it. And you look at today, our cloud cover just broke. Typically these are tough times for a muskie fisherman, and yet there's a big fish in the net. I'm a little excited, as you can tell, but you know, when a plan pans out, it's all awesome.